Yeah.
Good, because today we're going to do the Throwback Challenge. Oh no, I just did that. The first question is, what year were you born in?
1996.
1993. Do you have any pictures of yourself when you were younger? And if you do, show them. No? Oh, are we showing them on our phones?
I have one.
I have some on my phone.
You ready to see how white I was when I was a child? I was a white baby.
Okay, so my baby picture that I like the best is this one. Is it focused enough? I think it might be focused enough. Anyways, I'm holding a rose, if you can't tell. Okay, what TV shows did you grow up watching?
Tom and Jerry. Old classic Tom and Jerry. Old Scooby-Doo. SpongeBob. I didn't really watch a lot of Disney Channel. I mainly watched the cool stuff, which was Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network.
I watched a lot of Disney Channel growing up. I can't think of... Lizzie McGuire was one really big one that I watched when I was growing up. It was really good. And I watched, like, basically the same thing. Like, I watched a bunch of stuff on Nickelodeon, a bunch of stuff on Cartoon Network. I really liked, growing up, My Life as a Teenage Robot, which was on Nickelodeon. You're probably too young for that. A lot of, like, the cartoons that were on Cartoon Network, like Powerpuff Girls was one of my favorite things to watch. When I was really young, I liked to watch Teletubbies. Like, that was my thing. I even had, like, a little Poe doll.
Even when I was like in third grade, Sunday mornings I would watch Bob the Builder.
I watched that getting ready for school when I was in, like, middle school. Like,
Kid, will you fix it? No, it's dead.
Okay. Alright, so what did you want to be when you grew up? And do you still want to be that?
I wanted to be a professional football player.
Do you still want to do that?
No.
What do you want to be?
I wanted to be a music teacher.
I don't remember ever wanting to be anything. I'm sure that I did want to be something, but when I was growing up, I always wrote, like, poetry and songs and stuff. But they were really crappy. They were really crappy songs that rhymed every 2 words. But I am kind of still a writer in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I do PR work basically right now, but...
I cut grass.
Yeah, he cuts grass. What were your favorite toys to play with when you were younger?
Toy cars, like Hot Wheels.
I can see that.
Me and my brothers would have crash car games the entire time. We just ran them together, and whoever flipped over lost. We had tournaments and everything.
Well, like most little girls, I played with Barbie dolls and Polly Pockets, which are like those little baby Barbie dolls.
Polly Pocket is.
I was explaining it for you and for people who might not know what that is, but they have like rubber, like clothes made of rubber. My brother got boy toys all the time, and I got girl toys, and sometimes I would get jealous of my brother's toys and, like, go and play with his, and then he would get mad because I was playing with his toys. That happened once at my dad's house when we were growing up. What's the most embarrassing thing that you can remember doing?
I used to poop and pee my pants in 2nd grade all the time.
Nasty.
When I was in the lunch line, returning my tray to the dirty area, I would cross my legs and hop because I had to pee so bad. You know what's weirder than that? More embarrassing than that? I used clothes from the lost and found to change into.
Ew. I actually do remember something that was kind of embarrassing, but it was kind of also like a bit horrifying at the same time. So when I was growing up, my dad worked at Wendy's as a manager, and he worked at the one in Charlotte, and so he got free tickets to Carowinds all the time because I guess Wendy's is like a sponsor, or used to be a sponsor of Carowinds. And we would go, and I remember being like super young, and it was like so hot. And I had wandered away from my brother and my dad somehow, and I saw what I thought was my stepmom at like this Italian ice stand. And I go up to this lady, I was like, "Can I have a bite?" And she turns around and it's not my stepmom. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What songs did you love to listen to as a child? Veggie Tales, Veggie Tales, Veggie Tales, Veggie Tales. For me, I grew up in the Backstreet Boys era. Like, I wasn't a teenager when they were popular, but I was probably like in elementary school when they were popular, and I distinctly remember this one boy that I grew up with. He had a crush on this girl, in elementary school, and I was like, you should sing her a song. Are there any special things you kept from when you were a child?
All the way up through high school, I had a teddy bear. His name was Tim Teddy.
Tim Teddy.
And I got him in kindergarten because...
Kindergarten?
Because I had surgery. When I woke up from the surgery, they were like, here, you can have this. I was like, oh my God, his name is Tim.
Why'd you name him Tim?
Because it was cool. Tim Teddy.
Oh, okay.
Tim Teddy.
It was alliterative.
And I had him all the way up like through high school, and I have no idea now, but yes.
I had 2 blankets. One was pink and one was red, and their names were Pinky and Reddy. And they're still somewhere in my childhood.
Are you ready? Ready?
No. They're still at my home that I grew up in. I don't have them with me, but like they're there with my family. I know that they are because I remember seeing Reddy. I don't know where Pinky is. Oh, and I also had a lamb. And he was like, I forget his name. I think it had blanket in it. Because he was like made of blanket material.
Oh.
And he was so soft, but I don't know that we have him anymore. What was one funny thing that you dressed as for Halloween as a child?
I didn't dress up for Halloween. I just went out and got candy and trick-or-treat things.
You're boring.
No, I'm not boring.
So when I was a child, we went to this place up the road from my house for like daycare. And it was in like a business park. And it was Halloween, and I have no idea why I did this, but I had a brown M&M costume, and I wore it with princess dress-up shoes and walked around. I was a princess.
I am Princess Chocolate.
I was a Princess M&M. What is the scariest thing you remember happening to you as a child?
It was a church trip to the zoo. And I stared at the giraffes for like 5 extra seconds and turned around and everybody was gone. And I was like 5 years old. I was like, ah! Where's everybody at?
Did you find them or did you have to like ask someone?
I found them, but I was
Scared.
walking like and crying at the same time.
Mine is like so much more terrifying than that. So when I was younger and we would go to my dad's to visit for the weekend, there was this one time, my brothers told me all my life that I have had a sleepwalking problem. I don't think it's been a problem since I've been older, but one time he told me I got up and like my eyes were open and I was like staring at him, but I was asleep. So the scary thing that happened to me was I was at my dad's house, which was like an hour and a half away, and it was nighttime and I was asleep in my bed and I wake up outside and the door's locked. And come to find out, like, one of the doors wasn't locked, and I went out of that one, but I subconsciously knew to go out of that one, and I don't know why. Like, I didn't know the door was unlocked, but the door that I thought I could get back into was locked. I was so scared. I was, like, outside, and there were woods behind his house, and it was so scary, and I stayed out there for a little bit, because I didn't know what to do, because I didn't want to wake anyone up, but then I remembered that my dad's room and my stepmom's room were right there next to the window where I was, and so I started like knocking on it, and she was like, oh, come here, and I don't know, it was the scariest moment of my life, I think, because I didn't know where, like, I wasn't familiar with the area. Oh, that is the most horrifying thing that's ever happened to me, I think. I hope our future children don't inherit sleepwalking, because that would terrify me if I went to check on my child and they weren't there. How is the world different today than when you were growing up? Oh boy. Don't get me started. I think the biggest thing, no, the world, like I think the biggest thing that's changed.
A different height.
True. I think it's crazy because our generation, like yours and my generation, we kind of grew up in the age of computing. I remember I was really young. I wasn't super young, but I can remember it. We went to Walmart on Black Friday to get one of those old, like, what's now considered, like, completely obsolete Microsoft, like, first generation, big, huge computers. And I remember, like, cell phones have evolved so much. Like, if you think about, like, Nokia phones, the flip phones are, like, just the flat phones.
I remember
my grandma had one.
I remember in 6th grade, like, some of my best friends had the newest phone that came out. It was a Motorola Razr.
Yeah. I had a Nokia. I didn't have a Nokia. My grandma had a Nokia. My brother and me both had like a flip phone for a while, and then we had those slider phones that were popular, and then we went to iPhones.
I got my first phone when I was a freshman in high school.
I got mine at the end of middle school because my brother played sports and I didn't, and so they would need to get a hold of us every day to see like, oh, is practice running over, all that kind of stuff, because our grandparents picked us up every day.
My first phone was a Motorola track phone. Remember that phone that you saw, that tiny thing?
Oh, I wish I had like the clip to insert, but I don't think I saved it. It looks like a toy, like it's what kids play with now, like toys.
My second phone was an iPhone 4.
That's a jump from that to an iPhone. And now, like, my grandpa has an iPhone. And so it's so weird to see, like, how technology has progressed just in our lifetime. And we're, like, in our 20s, in our early 20s.
Yeah, early 20s.
Not only that, but, like, I'm a strong believer in, like, Revelation and stuff in the Bible. I think that violence has definitely increased, and global warming, and just like the stuff that it says is going to happen is happening more.
There's a lot of free thinking, and like people just kind of like people are like, oh, we're thinking differently.
Like, I didn't used to look around. Like, just this year I've noticed like just how crazy things have gotten. Like, things that I think are common sense to think and say, people think it's like, no, that's not common sense, like you're not thinking. And I'm like,
yeah, like things you grew up on that you like know now.
They're not correct anymore.
Yeah, it's like they're not correct.
Like Common Core math. Like, what is that? If I had to learn that in school, I wouldn't have graduated, I don't think.
Yeah, they started it when I was in high school. They started it, like, I didn't do it, my little brother did it. I still went through like geometry and algebra 1 and algebra 2. Then Josh got to like Common Core 1 and like Common Core 2 and stuff.
No, I didn't ever have to do Common Core.
I never did Common Core.
I don't think that I would have.
I did advanced functions. Advanced functions is just trash. Like, what? It's like, what do you like have now, like as a person that you didn't when you were younger? Like
so much.
You have like do you have like more confidence?
You mean like characteristically?
Yeah, like characteristically.
Well, I remember when I was growing up personally, like, I didn't start doing well in school until I was in high school because I really didn't care. Like, I was a trash student in middle school and elementary school. I was like an average student.
Everywhere.
Like, the only good thing that I did in middle school was I had a really high reading level for my grade. Like, I had like a 12th grade reading level in 6th grade, which, I mean, it's not that...
I was the exact opposite.
It's not that uncommon now to have that good of a reading score, but I did not care about my grades, and then, like, suddenly, I think it was, like, 7th grade, so not in high school, but it was, like, close to it. I told my mom, I was like, I think I'm failing science, and she was like, you need to get your stuff together, and I did. Like, my mom didn't ever have to get on to me about my grades, so.
I would have to say, like, things that I have now that I didn't would be, like, kind of like confidence, and just like I don't let things get to me as much as I did when I was younger. Like, people would say like certain things to me and it would just get under my skin and I would shut down. But now you can say something to me and it's like,
hey, thanks for watching We're the Allisons. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out some other ones like right here or here? If you want to check us out on social media, you can find us here. And we really hope you come back and join us again next time. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.